Hotel cleaners of Reddit. What's your most memorable find left behind by a guest? Find all the secret numbers hidden in the video and post it in the comment with your username to get a chance to win a $50 gift card each month. My friend's family owns a motel. He tells me they once found an auto transmission in the bathtub of a room. 3 empty bottles of wine. About 24 cherry pits scattered all over the floor and under the furniture. And red-colored puke all over the bedspread. There was only one guy staying in the room. Almost tased myself with a tube of lipstick that I found under the bed. Friend worked a 5-star hotel and found a turd in the closet. Oh, I have 2 good ones. I worked as a hotel cleaner during undergrad. My first day of work, someone left a hatchet in the bathtub. Also, someone completely decorated the room with framed family pictures and left them all there. I think their stay was only 2 days. They set some up on the furniture, but also legit hung some on the walls. Packets and packets of ibuprofen. Just everywhere, bottles too. It was football players staying there. Found a human poo in the kettle once. Worst part was it was a celebrity. Crappy UK reality show. Doing a guest appearance at a local club. Him and his mates filled the room's iPad with dick pics too. Hotel got rid of the iPads shortly after that. On the positive side, some Aussies who left me a 12-pack of beer and $50 as a tip. On the negative side, a room for 2 which had been occupied by 9. And on the get some side, a room checked out for one night that the next morning had about 6 or 7 used condoms in the trash can. I worked for a hotel that had cabins, so I would be in and out all day in the hot sun. On one of those hot days, I opened the fridge to find an unopened bottle of Dr. Pepper in the freezer. It was perfectly slushed. It made my day. This was years ago, too. My partner gets apartments ready for the next people renting them out after leases are up. They've found so many BDSM toys. One of which, a flogger, is my cat's favorite toy over all others now, including her very expensive cat toys. Ha ha ha. I do maintenance. Had a group of part-time housekeepers that are mentally handicapped working with their job coach go into a suite with adjoining door. There were 3 construction workers staying, 2 and their supervisor, in the one side with a pull-out couch and DVD player. They found a full-size blow-up doll, empty small bottles of lube, used condoms, several beer bottles, and a stack of porn on DVD. Doll was on the pull-out couch and everything else was all over the bed. Some poor kid left his Game Boy. Sex toys were fairly common, but there was one left in the spa tub once. It was bigger than a 20 ounces bottle both in length and girth. By the tub, empty gallon jugs of milk next to empty containers of Quaker oats. Ma'am, that is not how you have an oatmeal bath. If it matters. It was whole milk. Wasn't the cleaner. Was overnight manager. The morning shift housekeeper called me to a room that had a live diamondback rattlesnake in it. We were located downtown. No way, it just came in from outside. Found out a week later the guest was part of that snake handler church. Not a hotel cleaner asterisk. But every time I check into a hotel, I check between the mattress and the box spring. I've found business cards for strip clubs. Condom wrappers. 4 of them at once. One time. Needles and porn. Hoping for stashed cash from a bank job. But no luck yet. My mom found a pair of brand new expensive flats in exactly her size. By policy, she had to wait a certain amount of time with them in Lost and Found. Then, She got to take them home. She wore them for many years before they finally kicked the bucket. That stuff here makes me want to never stay again in a hotel. Once I was deep cleaning a house and my partner found stacks of cash. It was hidden in a false bottom of a giant drawer. We called in the woman who hired us. And apparently her husband had just died. I guess he hid it, but she didn't know where it was. She gave us a finder's tip. I was night audit at the time. But I found a revolver. The worst thing was, the room wasn't empty. A family with kids was staying there. The revolver was in a fanny pack that was under the heavy curtains in the back corner by the sliding glass doors. It also had a compass, a map, and I think a granola bar. So I'm assuming it was someone's hiking in the wilderness pack they lost. Hotel was near a state park. I'm just glad I found it and not one of the kids. I don't clean, but I am the one that gives you the room. One of the maids once found a black leather bag filled with dildos in a room. Of all possible sizes, shapes and colors. Really weird ones actually. My girlfriend worked the front desk at a hotel where Snoop Dogg stayed. He left his drawers and white tees. Snoop also left a bunch of Tic Tacs. But the best thing he left was a plastic Tupperware bowl over the smoke detector. Not a cleaner. But I renovate hotels for a living. This one property had us going into rooms to change outlets the minute after the guests checked out. And before the cleaning staff got to it. Most were full of trash, but one stood out. Perched in all its glory on top of a full trash can was something brown. Soft and lumpy, double-bagged in 2 tied-off condoms. I am very confident we witnessed the leftovers of an Alaskan pipeline. I'm a laundry attendant for a hotel in my city. The worst thing that I have seen so far is 3 towels covered in blood because someone gave birth in our fucking bathtub. A sleep apnea machine. The owner called and demanded that we ship it to him right away. As if we were the reason he left it behind. Not hotels, but have cleaned out housing estates. Arguably similar. For refurnishing before. Usually the most left behind are holes that have been punched in the walls but found wood carvings. Of a snake and a lizard once that I've kept ever since. Also there was a bong made out of a baby bottle, but didn't strike me to keep that one. In one cabin at the mountain resort I managed an expensive bottle of unopened red wine, a pair of brand new socks with weed leaves all over them, and a sack of mushrooms at least 10 grams worth. Housekeeper and I split the mushrooms, drank the wine, and she kept the socks. Overall, a good day for us both. The employees of the MGM in Las Vegas were tasked with going to the rooms of guests who died in the fire in 1980 to collect their belongings for their families to claim. They found at least twice as much cocaine than they reported. I know that my autistic friend took a shit in a hotel room closet and wrapped it up with paper. English isn't my primary language, so I'm sorry for all mistakes. Edit. And this is my first post on Reddit. Edit. Thanks for gold and all the upvotes. I didn't expect that my first comment about shit in hotel will be the best one. Not a worker. But was passing by a room once and they asked if I wanted a full bottle of Hennessy. Man. That was cool AF. I wasn't the cleaning crew, but I've had to travel a lot for work. There was this one place I stayed several times over the years. Twice on the same floor I walked into or out of my room to a covered stretcher coming out of the room directly across the hall from mine. I've accidentally left shirts, some food, a near full bottle of booze, and a plugged-in charging electric shaver over the course of the years. But never a corpse. I haven't been doing it for long. It's an Airbnb, by the way. A whole goddamn charcoal grill. Not myself. But a former work friend had taken up a gig cleaning out some rooms in an old building above a bar that ran Airbnb spaces. And she told me that people left cool shit all the time, including unopened booze or beer. And last time she talked to me was showing me the weed vape pen which was left behind. She was so impressed that someone would leave that behind. Rip Lisa Vacha less than 3. A baby. They left a fucking baby only to come back 6 hours after checkout. Greet parents right there. Not a cleaner but hotel manager. We found a room almost empty of all items and fixtures. 4-star hotel. We suspected they broke everything down with tools over a 3-day stay. Just mattress, bathtub and tiles. Legally housekeeping doesn't need to enter until the 3rd day. U.S. I've never laughed so hard in my career. By the way, it's housekeeping, not hotel cleaners. So all these stories about guests leaving a mess behind, this is for you. They left nothing. Surprisingly. Not a lot of weird things actually. I'm mostly surprised by the amount of food people are willing to leave behind and go to waste. A lot of people also forget about their booze. I just take it home lol. Not a cleaner. But my dad was paranoid and always lifted up the mattresses at hotels. I thought it was weird, but one time there was about 10 bloody needles and bloody paper towels under it once. Felt like that fit here lol. I was the duty manager of a resort hotel. We had a lounge act and out pub. He was a little person and he was a singer, comedian. When he left in a hurry, the room had blood all over it. A couple of ounces of cocaine. Lots of empty beer cans and he'd shit behind the TV. I wasn't a housekeeper, but I worked in loss prevention and we controlled the lost and found. Sex toys weren't uncommon, but this one person left the biggest assortment of BDSM gear I've seen. Whips, handcuffs, gags, you name it. It was interesting keeping that in the office for 90 days. A hooker left a mini lop rabbit. He was some type of SWX prop or something. The rabbit was left in a little pink box with a water bottle. We had that rabbit for almost 11 years. A completely untouched room. The guests were on tour from China. They left the hotel at 2 a.m. with only their luggage to start their new life in Australia. Work on the reception, but we had a guest leave a microwave. Not a cleaner, but did find a baggie of decent candy in the room mini fridge. Extended stay as an FYI. Well, my parents were traveling on a company trip and my dad rooms got promoted to the best room, so for every hotel they gave them 2 complimentary wines and both of them didn't drink wine, so they would collect all the bottles, and in the last hotel when they left they kept all the bottles in the room. Would be around 6 to 7 bottles of good wine. Whoever did the housekeeping at the end of the day would have enjoyed them. I had to clean up a attempted suicide once. It was quite uncomfortable and there were lots of razor blades and blood and the fella's number on the bathroom mirror. The boss chucked me an extra $20 at the end of the day, so I guess that helped me get over it. Burnt carpet and the smell of what my coworker said was meth. Normally when it's weed or cigarettes we just charge you a $200 cleaning fee and deep clean the room. This one, management got involved and filed some reports with the police. Didn't stay at that job too long. I found vibrating anal beads once. The guests quite clearly wanted to throw them out, but they were next to the bin. Not in the bin. Hotel rules were if it's not in the bin, it's lost property. So I had to bag them up and take them downstairs with a note taped to the bag explaining what was inside. Not a cleaner, but I do work the front desk at a hotel. We get the usual stuff, but every so often a real classy guest will forget something like the crack spoon we found a few months back. I was staying at a low-budget hotel at Alice Springs in the NT and needed to move the TV unit to fix the antenna. Hidden behind the unit I found 4/5 crack pipes. I complained to management and they changed my rooms as compensation and have me a free meal at their shitty restaurant. Obligatory, not a cleaner. But when I was staying at a hotel in DC, I was checking around under the bed to make sure I didn't lose anything down there. I found a giant bottle of Astroglide under the bed that wasn't thrown out. Made me wonder what the bed experienced and how often the sheets were actually cleaned there.